coming at you with another video, and today is Motivation Monday. So let's get into this video. I know you guys are probably wondering, like, what in the hell? What do you mean? Stop praying, stop asking God for things. In this video because I get so many emails from you guys like, oh my God, Sin, what do I do? How do I start my business? Can you help me start my own product line? Can you tell me what to do to build my clientele? No matter what I do, I can't build my clientele, and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm asking God. You know, she's been praying and praying and on her knees asking God, and she's just done. She's just gonna give it up. She just surrenders. She's just gonna give it to God and wait and see what happens. Okay? Well, that's kind of your biggest problem. Let me explain. Before we even get into this, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I was raised in the church. I was raised Christian, and I in no way, shape, or form don't believe in God. My relationship with God is probably more complex than it's ever been in my life ever. But I think the reason why most of us never elevate, and the reason that most of us never manifest in our lives those things that we dream about and those things that we want, the main reason is because we don't believe that we're worthy of those things. And what do I mean by being worthy? You don't believe that you're worthy of something. Not only do you not believe that you can have that thing, but you don't believe that you can be happy about having that thing. And let me prove to you that we don't believe that we're worthy. Now, everything that I'm about to say is what I have, what I understand to be true as it pertains to my relationship with God. I am a firm believer that my relationship with God is different from yours and every person that watches this video. So, I mean, there are a lot of people that think that everything is black and white, which is insane to me, but you know, that's not what I believe. So moving forward, I am not saying that anything that I'm saying is like, this is how everything should go. You guys asked me what I think and you requested a video like this, so here we go. Me being raised in the church, whenever I prayed, my prayer would always be like, if I want something, then I will humbly go to God, and I would have to humble myself. And I want you guys to, like, please keep that word in your head, right? I would have to humble myself before God, and I would have to understand that I am nothing, right? This is what every pastor that I've ever been under or whatever has always taught me, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. That you have to humble yourself under God, and you have to understand that you are absolutely nothing when it comes to God. You're nothing but dirt. I was told that I am nothing but dirt because I was created from dirt, and dirt is the lowest life form on earth, that I'm nothing. And by asking, like, if I want something from God, okay, I have to humble myself under God and believe that I am absolutely nothing. And then once I believe that I'm nothing, then I'm humble, and I can say, God, okay, I'm your child and I'm nothing up under you, and I just really want this. Like, I'm so sad and I'm so broke. And you know, you go to the altar and you lay whatever your problem is on the altar, and you cry in your nothingness, and you beg God to get you out of the horrible situation that you're in. And then you don't worry about it, you don't think about it, you just go sit down and wait for him to answer you, right? But that's what I learned growing up in church. I'm not saying that that's what everybody teaches, but that is what I learned, right? As I became an adult, like, the older I became, the more I adapted these principles into my everyday life. Like, whenever me and my husband got to a point where we're like, okay, this is real life, like, we have to pay bills now. And when something didn't work, I would humble myself in my nothingness under God and say, God, I'm nothing, and I'm young, and I don't know what I'm doing, and Lord, if you could just help your humble nothing servant, like, if you could just help me, then I'll be okay. Jesus, thank you, I'm nothing. That's what we believe, right? Because we come from the dirt. But that was the interpretation that I got from the pastor's interpretation, because the pastor's interpretation was where we come from the dirt, and the dirt is dirty. Like, Dirt, dirty, nasty, filthy. We come from nothing, and we are nothing to God. So all we deserve is whatever scraps are on the table, or whatever God wants to give us, or whatever. But when you really, really, really think about it and try to get your own interpretation, which is what I did, dirt isn't disgusting. Everything that is in existence on this planet started in dirt. Everything in existence on this planet started in dirt. Every tree, if you're a vegetarian like me, with the exceptions of hot wing challenges, if you're a vegetarian like me, then everything that you eat comes out of dirt. Nothing grows without dirt. Obviously, there are other ways that, you know, scientists can grow things and stuff like that. But dirt, everything grows in dirt, like cow manure even. So, okay, so that means that my body isn't nothing. My body is actually masterful and complex. Like, I can cut myself and my body's gonna heal itself. Like, without me putting even if I never put anything on it, my body is going to heal itself. It may have a scar, but it's gonna heal itself. I am not nothing. My body is excellent, right? And then after he created our body out of dirt, out of grime, out of nastiness, it says that he took his spirit and then placed it in the nothingness, right? In the dirt, in the what's nothing, right? But let me ask you a question. You believe that God took a piece of his spirit out, like Adam and Eve. He took his spirit out, put it in Adam. So if you have a pie in front of you, you have an apple pie sitting in front of you, and then you slice a piece of it out and give it to somebody, like put it into somebody so they can eat it, is it still apple pie, or did it turn into key lime pie once you handed it to somebody else? So I'm like, okay, so I'm not nothing. I'm not just nothing. And the Bible says that he took himself, a piece of himself, and then put it in the nothingness. And then here I am. That kind of changed my entire perception on the way that I pray, what I believe, how I bring things that I want into my life, like how I bring certain things to pass. It's like, okay, and it started to make me question everything, because I'm like, okay, well, if I have a different interpretation of just that, then what else do I have a different interpretation of? So like I said, step number one is understanding who you are, what you're actually made of outside of the things that are around you, like your man, your woman, your job, like all of that. Like, forget all of that stuff, like just who you are as a person, right? Okay. The reason that I brought up you believing you're worthy is simply this. Like, when I get people that write me saying like, oh my God, Stan, like nobody will help me, nobody will tell me anything, nobody will teach me anything, or this person won't put me on, or this person won't put me on, or no. Like, people, one comment that I got repeatedly, or email that I should say that I get repeatedly, is like, you know, no matter what, I keep asking God for things, and I keep asking him for stuff, but he's not giving it to me. But imagine this, right? Because I think we try to go so deep into whatever our religious leader teaches us that we don't try to understand it for ourselves and put it in a literal aspect in this time frame. Because a lot of the stuff that we read in, like, it was written when they still had like slaves and maids, and polygamy was normal, like a lot of, you know. So if you just think about it right now, think about it like this. So you have a child, or you have a creation, okay? And I'm not saying put yourself in place like you God. It's like, Lord, but just people, please just like stop being sensitive and imagine you are going to a movie and it's like your favorite movie and you looking at Gabrielle Union and she's playing an alien. Obviously we know Gabrielle Union is not a freaking alien, but you're using your imagination for that moment and escaping and watching that movie. So let's do that now. So imagine you're God and you create beings on this earth, and you put yourself inside of them, and you give them everything that they need to master this earth that you made for them, right? They already have everything that you want them to have, to get everything that they need to get to the next place. And then they beg you for things repeatedly, because over time we have completely forgotten who we are, completely. So over time we forget, but then we're like, okay, God, I want to understand this, I want to understand that, and Lord, put me on the right path. Lord, one prayer that I always have was like, Lord, show me everybody's true intent, like the true intent of everybody's heart as it pertains to me. And then I pray for that, and then people start crossing me, backstabbing. I find out certain people talking about me behind my back, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And I know God's up there like imagine being God and being like, why are you surprised? Like, what are you crying for? You asked me to show you people's real heart concerning you. And then if you go into it from a business standpoint, you're like, okay, God, like if I'm going the wrong way, show me that I'm going the wrong way. Lord, order my steps. Lord, guide me through this. And then you start on a certain business venture and then it don't work out. And then you like, oh my God, why me? And then you get super sad, you get super hurt. And God's up there like you would just be up there like, oh my God. And then you're praying and begging God for things that he has already given you. We sit in church and we quote scriptures all the time that we don't even freaking understand or believe. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can say to a mountain, move, and it'll move. We don't really believe that. Faith without works is dead. We don't really believe that. The kingdom of heaven lives within you. We don't really believe that. We don't believe anything. We believe that we have to cry and be sad, and then maybe, hopefully someday somebody will come give you something. That is not how it works. Faith without works is dead. If you want something, believe that you are worthy of it, and then sit down and get you a game plan, educate yourself, immerse yourself in what you want, and then you will completely manifest everything that you want. It blew me away. I remember I was looking, and there are so many books of the Bible that are missing. It's like 40 something to be exact, that they know for a fact that they found that aren't in the Bible that we currently have. But one that blew me away, you guys, was the Book of Thomas. And if you guys have never heard about the Book of Thomas, like, oh my God, like any religious person watching this, go search the things, because I know you love God, because I do too. But I love God so much to the point that I am not willing to believe a perverted version of his word. Like, I just refuse to believe it. And the Book of Thomas, like when I saw scriptures from the Book of Thomas, I said, nope, I am done. You cannot pay me to be a part of organized religion ever again in life, because it just completely blew my mind. Like, in the Book of Thomas is literally composed of almost nothing but the words of Jesus Christ, talking about meditation and manifestation. Like nothing, literally nothing but it. And in the Book of Thomas, Jesus says that basically for like I want to say it was Thomas and Judas and a couple of the other disciples, and Jesus was talking to them and telling them that he is a representation of who they are, and that all you have to do is believe in your heart that you are worthy, and that you believe in your heart that you're worthy, and when your mind and your heart are on the same accord, you can manifest and have anything that you want, right? That's what the Book of Thomas that was in the Bible said. right? I'll get so into and so deeply migrated into those different things that are around us. And by that, I mean different things that we see on social media, like, oh boy, be humble, sit down. Be Humble song, that's my cut. And everybody is so into that song, and I get it. However, everybody, like, as soon as somebody gets to a certain level, song too, but I don't think we truly understand what that means. Whenever somebody gets to a certain level that they've worked their ass off to get, the first thing that people want to say is like, oh my God, be humble. You need to be humble. You need to make sure you always stay humble, always remain humble. And it's like, at first I used to be like, oh, okay, and then the song came out and I was like, oh, I like this song too. But then do you guys really know the definition of humble? Not proud, arrogant, modest. Low in importance, status, or condition, a humble home. Courageously respectful, in my humble opinion. Insightful, inferior, submissive, to feel humble in the presence of a great artist. And then 5, to lower in condition, importance, or dignity, abase, or to modify. To destroy the independence or will of, subdue. To make meek, to humble one's heart. So you want me to sit down and be humble? I'm sorry. Okay, and then these just 2 more definitions of it, just broken down a little bit more into like a verb. Humble, cause to be unpretentious. This experience will humble him. And then 2, humble, cause to feel shame, hurt the pride of. He humiliated his colleague by criticizing him in front of the boss. That's an example. Now, you guys really like the song and stuff, but when you say like, oh, you have to be humble, you have to be humble, like, not only do we not think that we're worthy of it, but because we don't think that we're worthy of it, when somebody has it, we are looked at as something to be shameful of. So you have to think about it, like, if you're constantly asking God for something over and over and over again, but then in your heart you don't think that you're worthy of it, and then you look at other people who have already manifested the things that you want, and you say things like, oh, they think they better, or oh girl, you need to remain humble. I need to remain low. And when I really got to a place where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna keep sitting back crying over the fact that my clients aren't here. I'm not gonna sit here and keep crying over the fact that people are, you know, elevating faster than I think they deserve to be elevated. If I think that I'm better than somebody, it's not what the crazy part about it to me, what I had to learn is the hardest part is the part that you don't see. The toughest part is the part that you don't see. So when you understand that you are the person that is co-creating a life of magnificence for yourself, then you'll begin to look at life from a different perspective. You'll change the way that you pray, because when we pray from a state of lack. We pray from a state of like, oh my God, I really don't have a clientele. Hopefully God will get me out of it. But we really don't believe it. Like, you really don't believe it. So if you're praying from a place of lack, if you're praying from a place of like thinking about being stood up and thinking about not being able to pay your booth rent and all of that stuff, then that is all you're gonna manifest. You're not gonna get anything else. All you gonna get is people standing you up. I'm gonna tell you something, like, and if you are a hairstylist, you can attest to this. Some days it'll be that week, let's say it's a week where you like, okay, if everybody come, because we don't punch a clock. So my bills being paid is strictly dependent on people showing up for their appointment. So I would literally sit there with my books like, okay, my phone bill is $200. Let's say my phone bill is $200. So I'm like, if I do a silk wrap, if I do 2 silk wraps and 2 weaves, I'll be in this or whatever. Like, just plan it out for the week. I'm gonna have this much money at the end of the week after my $375 booth rent or my $250 booth rent. Gotta come out of that, and then whatever else is left, I can pay my bills with that, right? So even though I'm like, God, please don't let nobody cancel so this will work, in my heart, I'm thinking like somebody gonna cancel, like, because in my mind, I'm so used to like being negative, and I'm used to thinking going to the negative first. Like, that's the pattern that I've set for myself. So even though when I'm making a plan and I'm praying for it, as I'm writing it down, the reason that I'm writing it down is because I'm in my mind already knowing that somebody is going to cancel and it's gonna mess up my stuff. Because if I believed that at the end of the week all my money was gonna be there, then I would have never even picked up the notebook and started counting if I really believed it. So then come the end of the week, I've had weeks where almost everybody in my books canceled, and all I had was the money to pay my boyfriend. But that's all I was thinking about. I didn't live in it's already done. Like, we know we supposed to pray and then not worry, but then we don't do that. We pray and then we be like, I hope he do it. I hope he do it. We get up and we be checking our account every 5 minutes, or checking our books, checking our phone. Oh God, I hope somebody called. But in your heart, you don't really believe that you can get it done. You don't. And we just give so much life to, like, even for myself, we just give so much life to the devil. We just give him so much power. Anytime something happens, like you pray for stuff and you're like, okay, God, I want this in my business. I want this to happen, and I want blah, 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 this and that, right? And you'll be like, God, order my steps, you know, make sure that I'm not going in the wrong direction, whoop, whoop, whoop. And so you'll get to your job, but when you first get there, you feel funny about somebody, but you like, nah, she probably cool. And you making all of these excuses, right? Where that's kind of big God showing you. So like I said, just imagine you watch a movie and you're just looking at God like, I mean, she just asked me to give her a sign. I guess she's gonna ignore that one. Okay, so then something else happened and you ignore that, and then something else happened and you ignore that, and you just keep ignoring it. You cannot blame God for that. You're dumb. Like, I'm sorry, you asked God for something and then he told you and he gave you all these signs, but then you decided to ignore it, and then you're gonna get mad at him because you're dumb. No, it's not his fault. So then you go through that situation, and then something big and huge happens, whether it's a relationship, a guy that you should have never messed with, you start feeling something from jump, but you never paid attention to it, and then down the line all of this start happening, and then damn, one day he mess around, cheat on you, and get somebody else pregnant, and y'all marry. Something horrible, because you didn't listen to any of the small stuff. So it's like something big has to happen, because this is the only thing that's gonna make you walk away. So whether it's a relationship, whether it's with your business, for me, the direction that I was supposed to be going wasn't Instagram, but that's the direction that I was going in. I was putting all of my eggs in one basket, and no matter what happened, I'm like, okay, nope, it's nothing. People trying to hate on me. Oh, people spread rumors. Oh, people doing this. Nope. And then one day, God was just like, okay, so you're not gonna listen to nothing I gotta say? Like, okay, just give me the page altogether. And then took the Instagram altogether, like disabled page, bam, like hack and disabled page, like bam, just. So then now I had no choice but to do what I was supposed to be doing. And that's what I mean, like constantly, like after God just answers your prayer, but you think that it's gonna be like, my child, like, you don't have to work for anything, here you go. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, even with you reaching out to like different people, like, oh my God, how did you do this? Or can you teach me this? Or can you teach me how to build my business? Or can you teach me how to build my clientele? And then people get upset when they don't get a response. Well, you have to understand, the hardest part are the parts that you don't see. You don't know what that person had to go through. I know a girl, like, people they saw her like elevate, and then come to find out right before the launch of her business, she was raped in her apartment. So you don't know what people have been through to get to the point that they're at. Hell, before me, literally the year before stuff started elevating for me, my father died. Like, you look at people, you don't know, like, what experience somebody had to undergo to pull something out of themselves, whether it was greatness, and I'm not saying everybody that's successful experienced like a devastating loss, or that's not what I'm saying, but you just don't know what somebody had to go through to get there. I challenge you to this, whether you're watching this in the morning or at night, it doesn't matter. Let's try something different today. So literally end your night with journaling, and journaling is so good because it helps you to like get any of like the nastiness out, thing that could have been burdening you down from the day or anything else, so you just get that out, so you're not going to sleep with that in your mind or on your mind. Because if you've ever had a bad day or something and you go to sleep with that on your mind, most likely it's the very first thing that you're thinking about when you wake up. So homework, let's completely change the way that we speak. Let's completely change the way that we look at the world around us, and change the way that you think about yourself. Change the way that you look at yourself in the mirror. And like when you really look in the mirror this time, look at yourself in the mirror and like look at yourself as the pure and total magnificent creature that you are. Like, and once you can understand that, and once you love yourself ridiculously, then you begin to create an environment where all you attract to yourself are those things that are like you. Because if you think about it, like if you have a negative day, when one thing happens and you sit in it, it just be like thing after thing after thing after thing after thing, because your energy is now negative, and that's what you're calling towards yourself. The world is under commandment to move at your will. So if you really believe that, then you will understand why once one thing happens, things just keep happening one thing after another, because you're that magnificent. The next time you pray, change the way that you pray. Don't make your prayer from a place of lack and from a place of like pity. Start your prayer off with gratitude. And what I mean by gratitude is start a place of gratitude, thanking him for things that are already done. Because if you understand that you're worthy of everything that you want, then you really start to think about things as they are, and you can get your own interpretation of things and not the interpretation that other people give you. Because when you really think about it, money already exists. The money that you want is already out there. This blew me away when I thought about it. It's like, in America, our money is actually losing its value because there are billions and millions of dollars that just sit there. Like, they destroy money on a regular basis to the point that there's so much money sitting around that in a minute our dollar is gonna lose its value because we have so much of it. And I'm saying that to say this: the money is already in circulation. The money is already in circulation. If you a hairstylist, or if you a person who services people in the industry, I'm sorry, if you don't service children, if children are not your number one customers, the people who are going to book you already exist, right? So, or if you're a person that's building your YouTube channel, or you're a person that's trying to get big on Instagram, all of those people who are gonna click the subscribe button, or who are gonna click the like button, or are gonna click the follow button, they already exist. They're already on earth. You're just not, your energy just isn't inclined because you don't think that you're worthy. So you're not even on that path. You're not even on that wavelength. But it's already there. I'm sorry, like there are billions of dollars just sitting in circulation. You're just not in alignment with it because you do not believe that you are worthy. So below, let's try something, you guys. Let's end with this. Below, I need you to write, I am worthy of everything that I desire. I am worthy of everything that I desire. And if you can start telling yourself that on a daily basis, like, and let your second affirmation be whatever it is that you want to manifest. So I'm gonna say this, let's start off a little small, okay? Because let's start off small. Let's say if you a hairstylist or something, say this month my books will be full. Every week my booth rent will be paid. Every week my booth rent will be paid. So let's say you're a person who pays booth rent, and you've been having a problem with booth rent. So let's change things. So every morning when you wake up, start off your day by saying, Lord, thank you so much for full books this month. Every morning. And then thank God for everything around you. I don't care if you barely have food in your refrigerator. Thank God for the things that are around you. It sounds so cliche, but I'm like, seriously. So every morning you wake up, thank God for at least 5 things around you, right? At least 5 things around you. And after you thank God for those 5 things around you, then get your journal out and get you like a morning routine. If you want me to make a video for you guys on my morning routine, then I will so do that, but let me know in the comments below. But sit down and get your journal out and write 55 times every morning. And I know it sounds like a lot, but just trust me, girl. 55 times, or it doesn't even have to be 55 times. It could be 5 times. I just recommend like getting a number and whatever that number may be and sticking to it, like whether it's 25, whatever, and write whatever your affirmation is now. So we're using the affirmation like, Lord, thank God for full books this month. So just write that down. And honestly, I want you to be more specific than that. So say, Lord, thank you that I made double my booth rent every month, every week. Lord, thank you, I've been making double my booth rent every week. And write that down. Pick a number, a big number. The bigger the number, the better. And then write that specific number, write whatever that affirmation is, that amount of times every day with so much love and gratitude in your heart. And I just felt like just making sure you just feel with as much love as possible. I don't know, like sometimes I look at pictures of my kids, or I don't know, like somebody that you love so much, or think about God. Like, I don't know, listen to like your favorite Kirk Franklin song. I don't know, like, but just fill your heart with love, like as you write that affirmation for yourself like over and over again. And after that, write, I am worthy of everything that I desire. And then whatever the rest of your morning routine is, like start your day with that and then end your day with that, and watch your life change. And like whenever you're writing it, make sure that you're writing from this place of happiness. Do not think of not having it. Like if you saying like, oh, thank God I'm able to pay my booth rent every week, don't think about not having the money to pay your booth rent. Don't think about it. Like, don't worry about it. That doesn't, like, it just doesn't exist. Like right now you are in a place where lack isn't even a language that you speak. Like right now you are in a place where prosperity is like your only language. Like it's the only thing that you understand. And stop feeling guilty. You are worthy of everything that you want. You are co-creating a life of complete and total magnificence. And don't let anybody tell you anything different, you guys. I hope you like this video. If you want me to make more videos like this on Motivation Monday, then you let me know and I will keep videos like this coming. You guys, I love you so much. Remember, I'm not saying that anything that I'm saying is the way that anybody should like necessarily live their life. You guys asked me the things that I believe in, and now I am sharing. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram, and make sure that you are subscribed here to my channel. And when you do, make sure you click that little bell, because if you don't, you will not be notified whenever I post a new video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, girl.